Catherine Arthur in Shedag, London chapter president. Naval Transportation, Agi, needs Anno the Dos Inchman Yenhano Kai by Hinson. Said it all, I have 17 thingies listed on my little page. I'm running out of page here. 8084 is the largest Shawnee. That is a paved road. It's a 22-mile route from 191 to N64. In connection with Teheli Wheatfields chapter, ADG 2 District 10 and 11. Funding, Bahatan. Mr. Potero, isn't too much money is listed for other projects that are not even ready. They have not even passed the clearances. Some of our projects are ready to go, but will you please revamp it and let us know so we will support you in front of RDC to have those projects that are ready to be funded and constructed timely. 2011, the non-standard, the same projects are still on the list. 8084 is one of them, sir. So 80 Queen Lago, so. And 8085, back, not too far back. It's too narrow and it's because the stabilizer. Anshazo and Aliago, I don't that a cover, that's this is the target or laboratas needed or see only and like to have the project to continue. Regional routes, 15 miles, and that's it. Chapter house, some of our people live about 17 miles out. And that the care with in it, and then the care in it, maintaining those maintenance all around, So how said that? Say wasn't the net wood. So how that say, and so forth. Maintenance plan. Do we have a plan? Does our nation have a plan what to do in a sandy area, muddy place, and snow removal? Monies for tribal routes. So that all you in our the tribal routes that the call then I found that I don't have it or short, not to my knowledge. It's just the regional routes and others they maintain it both in that as well as BIA. We need more funding in it so that we can at least get on some tribal routes maintenance. The next one is the community routes, but the main roads, the BIA routes, let's say, even half a mile off the road, the Batino, the Bagano. We have tried coordinating with the county and the bureau and also even our own chapter, for snow removal. We had to go in there with our backhoe in order to clear that out. Now, some of my chapters are fortunate. Something like that needs to come into effect. We need monies for our community routes. The main roads there, I don't please work with BIA. The question survey, not survey. Let's say culvert, and don't need Navajo. You go see Navajo, that's a BIA road, then the BIA ile. Maybe some BIA could do, some of them tribe could do it. There's a lot of work on his yard, they say, that you have to do. You're so backlogged. Don't hold you to that. He'll call jail. He'll call jail. Give some responsibility back to the BIA maintenance, even though they have some money. They always have equipment shortage and breakdowns thereof. I don't maintenance here. We are hopeful. Tractor grader staff. Have to go to Pinion. It seems like to check in out back to mini farms, and then about 15 miles out of Hunza. By that time he gets there, it's going to be 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's there's too much time involved in getting the equipment and the personnel back to where the job happens to be. Near to the local routes, FET funding, 8 minutes, oh Lord. FET money, which of our projects are on those funds? And I'd like to know on that one. Bus shelter on N59, transportation, Haitian transportation, we need bus shelters for our people. The chief and it's cold, even right now this morning, for people to wait on the buses. Airport maintenance. Airport. It needs to be maintained more. Auto helipads. I'm glad Mr. Rains here is on heliport. Please consider Chinle IHS, sir. We needed one. We have to block up a whole parking lot in order to fly up people in a helicopter to wherever they happen to be. We need it. We need it yesterday, and we're going to need it again 2 times over tomorrow. I shouldn't say that about the health of our people, but we need it right now. So, and helipads. Bridges. On N8084 alone, we're asking for 5 bridges. Fortunately, they're all funded by, no, it's not all funded. They're funded. I still need funding for 3 more. People that live east of Mini Farms Lake, east of Mini Farms, there's 3 washes that go and that feed into the lake on the south side. If you're going on the south side of the lake, 3 more washes feed into on the north side. If you're going to go on the north side of the lake, now you can't get in, you can't get out. So we need those bridges out there, and we do have students over there. We do have people that work with different kinds. The IHS. The state, the tribe, so of course we have elders, we have students. Those kids, 6 o'clock at night in the winter, according to bus day and coming back 7 o'clock. Kindergartners will be passing my house. We really need to maintain those ones to get to the bridges and so forth. Auto culverts, I need that just to increase a culvert in a single location. It takes the entire clearance. Of course, we do not have money. My chapter is not rich, so we look to you. But again, trying to get to Nataki and what so have you. Inventory. I know Marco doesn't. There's some resolution that we did. There are some were turned over to our recommendation was that it go to the county. The county has to accept it. خاشن خانا غات أشن هيدين أنا لا relinquent today خاشي أنا is your division خاش أدي either renumbered, reclassified, or however we're going to do it. You know, Shanto did a real good job on listing their routes, which one is state routes and the like. So, 191 state highway, right of way. So that's I still there. I need help between the nation and the state. We're trying to, it goes in and out. I call what I call downtown mini farms. Yeah. Again, which one does it? Is it Inda that does it? Is it the president that does it? Or who does it? You know, in connection with the state. I need that person. I have 4 minutes. BIA, due to the resign, not, BIA design these culverts enlargement, or if you need a bigger one in there. Like I said, I have Navajo Housing Authority, Navajo Housing, NHA Housing, streets, I know you're going to say it's not your jurisdiction, it's not your road, and it's NHA, like I said, cut out their pools now. We have to hold this and dodgy cow. I thought that you do it, just blows it out, and it's getting bigger and bigger. But I'm available. Talk to me by yourself, and I'll definitely visit all of you. And thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Panel, reply.
I think you're a perfect example of just how much work we need to educate all the chapters on who has what role. Okay, if you have been there that many years, that just tells me that we have to do better. There are separations between what we can and cannot do. The one part that I got from you is we facilitate the process after the approvals are made on the TTIP. I can only facilitate what's approved. The TTIP ARDC, but that's it. ARGA landa islengi out abas delnish. Hitch chapter ja hot aya. Ha ishin chapter ye landa islengi 8 abik in dasnishia. Nihija hot to aya ti honnet. You know, we do some recommending, but at the end, resolution, but that nil sosoya. Could you amend the shlichti honnet honnet tol nilti hatotzo? That hit no arja but damnishia. In haba honosin. The other part that chapters really need to understand is we have a tremendous backlog of projects because we can't get the clearances. One of the things that two things. This is just my assessment from coming back in. The first part of it was we had a compliance section, but they weren't hiring people. January 2nd, there were over 50 vacancies at Navajo DOT. The managers, deputy, the 20th gonna at the niche. Planners, remember, shop been that condition, Ashon, na Kihotona, Lachigeda, Hot Ada, a call. The Nendal Nishiki, Abinan Nishito, Lishikito, and Kaholon, and then Ake at the Tabit, the Hanta Dikre. Since we sat down here, I've sent 3 messages on trying to hire people. So that's our first obstacle. I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just saying, letting you know that we also didn't have people on board. That the chapter coordinator, the CS, the accounts payable, AMS, the higher that yan hanan aya. I think Mr. Rains is going to be the first section to have all his staff hired. In the airport, I think you only have 5 staff. So planning, I think they have 12 staff. Maintenance, they have about 50, but we have a lot of vacancies. The reason being is the CDL, but the how long they $17, 21, $17 for the lower level, $21 for the higher level. Transit just truck 32 BIA 32 BIA bus driver 32. CDL where you're going 32 or 21. So the other one is this 15 miles. We are going to revisit it. We have to do a thorough assessment of what agreements do we have in place with the counties. County they contract with the counties to do certain routes. 2 Thursdays ago, BIA had a meeting on that BK. The agreement, the halonigi chapters, just the agreement, give us $1,000. Like I think we have some county routes that are being taken care of, but we need to share that information with you. The other one that we need to work on is we need some sort of place where you can pull up your map, that's inventory. If it's not on the inventory, we can't use federal dollars to do those ones. If it's not on the inventory, we can't maintain it. So that's the difficulty of it. The other part that's difficult is it's all formula based. But when they changed it, they locked in the inventory that's in there 2016, 2010. That ako adjusting koja inventory, but that the nilndia the base of lahon hachinata dot asta. Ya koja be la as lengi le the other tribes igi elhidi kego. Did based on that at all. Remember the work session that we sat on in at Twin Arrows? We're going to try to get that redone, but videotape it. Ado apilaganik echido ad nek echibe nhib be that at the teen halate based nahanan tahagi nahanan tahashet adi italia no ad betahadil aslo ako enkil bahels and ya. If you want services, it has to be on the inventory. So one of the things that we're doing is we're trying to get everybody trained. And managers at Dashnashia. 29th go, we're going to a training. Did based on that. So again, that transportation again haj added ahagi did show di be da has di do in dan kit no training khato nil ado na be kedo eya. Federal Highway, Le Arizona, that was Hatadit, a county Kahat, Abatahodil, Halate Aben, and Halate Abahas Anigito, Sageto, Indan Kitania. At the same time, we have to work to create these policies and procedures adopted for Navajo Nation. That Nankitin Kidya, Halate maintenance bana. Maintenance does have a plan, but we never took that to the RDC to adopt it. All those we have to do, but we are going to get it done. It's just that we're reorganizing so that we have those in place. So it's going to take about a year and a half. That's We have to come back out and train all the chapters on it. These are the parameters. Lake County, later in the house, and that's where we have to go to get those ones done. So the 15 we're going to revisit. The other part of the 15 that we're going to be asking you to do is we're going to ask you to prioritize what's on your list. Does that make sense? 15 day, yeah. To me, 15 is not enough, but we have to find that right number for the resources that are there. And part of that is determining how many roads are there, how many cattle guards are there. How much time do they have to do all of these? We have to factor all of those in. All we have to, your chapter is one. 110 episode dailish. Do no. But the staff that we do have, if we put one in each 110 chapters, I think we would have like 1.2 staff per chapter. So we just have to use the resources the best way that we can. But inventory, we'll work. We'll have Leanne and her team work with you to get all of those onto the inventory. We are trying to get all the maps online so that you can see who owns which road. My second month here, we met with Coconino County. Coconino County did their public works department. Their public works department only takes care of 1,000 miles. They have a budget of $23 million just for maintenance. 8 million, 23 million, but added for 1,000 miles. 8 million, added for over 10,000 miles of road. So it's kind of like we have this big interstate system, but we don't get the state funding that the county and the state get. So we have to work with our partners. We have to work with the county and the state to try to get some of those ones done. So we are going to be looking at providing the information on the funding formula. The continuing resolution so BIA maintenance, when they get their money, they only get it for those number of days. Fiscal year 24 budget, what was it, like 4 weeks ago? So all this time, they've just been operating on continuing resolutions. So they don't have the money to do all of the stuff that they want. Eben maintenance department in 12 I see na no delegate later the every hour that thing delegate Slater hey na later as they budget or jihangi do noya AD maintenance we are trying to figure out what we can do in emergency mode and what we cannot do. I call chapter that community members what shit to so we have to keep everything on what is allowable and not allowable. The fuel excise tax funding. One of the things that we did a report to RDC on about a week and a half ago is how many projects that are out there. We're trying to get all of those on a website by chapter, by agency, by county, So hopefully by the end of June, the first part of July, we'll have those ones up. So you'll be able to see these are all the Likajike projects. This is the money that I have on the T-tip side. This is the money that I have on the fuel excise tax side. This is the money that I have Sihissindo. ARPA, I think on the that I think Chinle has 2, but there's 4 altogether. So we're trying to put all of these back together. The one big thing that we're working on is we have a draft agreement from Federal Highway. The kujin clearances ni hit nene ta o alkahna chahya BIA jigo. Kuja I thought ni construction agreement ki I thought Federal Highway bishin hya hollo. So what we're trying to work out is an agreement that all our NEPAs for non-BIA roads will go to Federal Highway instead of BIA. I think we have a better opportunity to get some categorical exclusions. BIA so that's one of the things that Anjanette will be working on, is setting up that agreement. The other part is the IHS. I believe that's already on the list. But right now, William, how much is that repavement project?
8.1 million.
The Chinle Airport, is the whole strip is getting redone, $8 million. And they're, I believe, in 30 days into their 120 days. So a reconstruct another. Assistant Secretary Orlando Teller was there last Sunday. The freeway shut down. When Saturday going Khania William and his team and the delegate from there met with them over there. So we're trying to create all of these opportunities. The NHA question is again going to come down to the policies that we create that are adopted by the Navajo Nation. But one of the things, and the reason that we're going into the training mode first, is we need to know the rules. So when we write the policies and procedures, about 90%, 90% of our funding comes from the federal dollars, yeah. The last part of it is, I now understand why BIA, when you're trying to improve our culverts, that the noya, AT tipijo, BIA jo ek ad maintenance stay, yeah. Construction, door road improvements, so that's the part that we all need to understand. So, so when they say, if you're going to improve a road, remember how I said we have to separate what improvement is from what maintenance is? If you want an improvement, okay? So I hope I answered some of your questions, but when we get back a year from now, hopefully we have some policies and procedures in place that will help explain what we do, how we do it, and why we do what we do. Okay? Thanks.